So it's first instant match reaction for me, and after the Brentford win today. Uh, all in all, just about the points, isn't it now? Just 3 on the board, which is what we needed, what everyone in the ground needed, to be honest, because, 1 win at home all season is just, it's become almost untenable playing at home, where people are actually getting sick of going to turf more because you know how the game's going to end. So it was good to get that winning feeling back today for one, because everyone in that ground needed it. Definitely helped by the red card early on. Would not have been the same game if it was 11v11, but maybe that's the stroke of luck we've needed for a while now, because after it's like we've had Luton at home near miss, Bournemouth on another day probably could have won that game as well. Just dominated and conceded really 2 really soft goals. But like I said, today was just about the points. Massive to get Muric back in goal. The difference he makes to that team is unbelievable. Anyone who follows me on Twitter will know that I've just been advocating for Muric for months and months and months, and that's why. You can never, when a team plays the way we do, right, you can never underestimate the effect a goalkeeper has on that team. So it's, if you look back at teams we've had Pope, Heaton, more shot-stopping goalkeepers, pressure relievers, coming for crosses. Muric, he was probably a bit like that today, more so than Trafford was, but that's not what he's good at. He brings something different to our team, which is that calmness in possession. He's like an 11th man. He's like an 11th outfielder, essentially, the way he plays. And I think today, personally, we played so much more football in that defensive third than we have done all season, and that's because of him. He just come and get on the ball, players are more confident to give him the ball because we'll retain it. He can find a pass into midfield, he'll hit a full back, and alright, that was helped by the fact we had a man over. I'm not naive enough to think that he would be able to do that all the time 11v11, but today he was definitely a key reason as to why we won the game. Even towards the end, he's coming punching corners, crosses, he was just a colossus today, I felt, in goal, and he's definitely a massive reason as to the success of that game. Probably honourable mention for Vitinho as well. I thought he was man of the match personally. Listen, second goal, Odegaard go down and get the assist, but that was on Vitinho. To lose that ball probably 60 yards from your own goal, Lewis Potter had maybe 5-yard head start on him. That endeavour to get back in, make that challenge, and then we go up the other end and score. That's as good as a goal. The position we're in, that's what we need. We've been missing that all season. Someone to come in, put a tackle in, a bit of heart, effort. That's what we've been missing all season, and it was there today. Let's make no odds about it. Brentford are still a decent side, whether we played 10 men or not. They're a decent side. When they have Mopé, Tony, and Buemo on the pitch towards the end, we were under some serious pressure. So to come through that game is testament to that side today, because probably, I don't know, maybe even as recently as a couple of weeks ago, we probably would have lost that game, or certainly thrown away the lead. Especially after blowing a 2-0 lead last week. Psychologically, that's a big win for us today. Still, do we still have an absolute mountain to climb to stay up? You need that win today. It's probably 9 games left, maybe 5 or 6 times over the rest of this season. Certainly Wolves game at home in a few weeks, Everton away, even Brighton at home. These are games now you've got to go and win. In the position we're in, we've just got no choice. But Luton and Forest being a draw today probably helped us out a little bit. And then, listen, you're just hoping and praying from now that Forest and Everton get some serious points deductions, because I do believe that's the only way we're going to stay up. If we can get a points deduction for maybe, 3 to 6 points, it'll give us a chance to catch one of the other two. But if they're getting another point or 2 off, then we've got to go and win twice more than them in 9 games, which is just, when you've won 4 games all season, it's probably unrealistic. But listen, let's just see what Monday brings. Apparently when Forest find out what their points are, maybe no Monday, and then it gives a an insight into what Everton might get, but it was just about winning the game today for us. You can only take care of your own business, and what'll be will be. Whether we can now kick on, hopefully, like next game we pick an unchanged side again, keep the goalie in net, keep the team constant as we can do. And in fairness to company, he has tried to do that lately. You know, today there probably weren't as many silly changes. I guess he's learned from the West Ham game when he brought Brownhill on a little bit. Probably a bold move again to take Amdouni off after he'd already brought him on, bring Brownhill on. But they're the decisions he's getting paid to make, and they're the ones he hasn't made like constantly all season. Like his substitutes have probably been like left a lot to be to be desired, so to speak. But to bring to have the gonads, shall we say, to bring Amdouni off after bringing him on for Brownhill in an attempt to see the game out is the sort of thing that we probably expect him. We've seen him do it before, so it's not something that like he's just sort of started doing, but it's something that he hasn't really done all season. The subs have been changing games against us, so I think he's definitely played his part today. And listen, maybe on another day today we would have been out of sight at half time, but as it happened, we weren't, and we were holding on towards the end, and but it doesn't matter now. It's in the paper tomorrow. We've got 3 points. That's all that matters. Was it pretty? Probably not. At times you probably wouldn't have known who had 10 and who had 11, especially towards the end. But it was just about getting points over the line, and then let's see what happens from here. Still a massive long shot to expect we'll stay up, but we're probably, some might say, back in the conversation if there's a points deduction. Maybe that's clutching. Do I think we'll stay up? Probably not. It's still a long shot, but maybe we're in the conversation again, and who knows, if these two teams get some points off, all of a sudden it becomes like a 5-team battle. Well, 4 because Sheffield United perhaps are gone, but let's see what happens. Take it into the Chelsea game now. Bit of a shame we got an international break so soon after, but let's take the confidence into Chelsea. Listen, everyone's probably expecting we're going to get nothing, so then we've got Wolves at home. I think that's a massive game. One, you've got to get points. We've got Everton coming up, Brighton, so they're the games where you've got to take like your 3 points. If we get anything at Chelsea, great, but we've got a bit of confidence now. Hopefully get the break out of the way, get some players fit again. Like if we can get Foster fit, because he's going to have to play at Chelsea because Fofana can't play. So we've got that dilemma. Then maybe if we can get Bayer back into the mould as well, like we should have players coming back, but we'll just have to see. Hopefully it's not too little too late, but just positive performance today, and let's hope we can carry it forward.